Several years ago, I worked a short stint for an insurance salesman. He knew that I'm a Christian, and to my knowledge, he was not a Christian. He used to test me about certain beliefs or ideas that Christians held. One of them is a common one that many people believe even today. It's this: God helps those who help themselves. Psalm 138 and several other scripture passages speak against the idea that God helps those who help themselves, at least towards the end of Psalm 138. Psalm 138 picks up on several ideas expressed in Psalms 135 through 137. I've already mentioned that Psalms 120 through 134 depict somewhat of a journey. Psalms 135 through 137 are like a culmination of having arrived at the end of that journey, and they are spoken anonymously. It is as if the people together voice the praises and the prayers and the petitions expressed in Psalms 135 through 137. Here in 138, we come back to hear David's voice, and he praises the Lord, as you can see. He wants to exalt God's name. He thanks God for making him bold, and he recognizes this idea that I alluded to earlier. God isn't interested in helping those who help themselves as much as he is interested in helping the lowly, that is, those who recognize their need for him. Even a few minutes ago, as I've been meditating upon this psalm, I got word that my one and only grandson at the moment has recently tested positive for COVID-19. And no doubt my son and his wife are a little bit concerned about that, even though he recently got vaccinated. Over the last week or so, my wife, each of my three kids, and the spouses of two of those kids have tested positive for COVID-19 and have experienced some pretty bad symptoms as a result. They are now recovering, and it's interesting that only my grandson and me, out of this larger group, are the two that did not test positive or have symptoms. But yeah, we just heard that my grandson has symptoms, and so now we are definitely praying. And I have just expressed prayers in behalf of all of us to them in a series of text messages that I would like God to step in and intervene and bring healing to him as quickly as possible. And indeed, I encourage any of you now, if you experience whatever attacks or difficulties or challenges you are facing and are wondering if God cares, remember that indeed the Lord is exalted. He looks kindly on the lowly. Though lofty, he sees them from afar. God pays attention. He knows your needs. He wants you to call out to him for help and sustenance and strength.